This is the fourth video of my project, Real Kitchen Remodel Miniature. In this, I made a kitchen island cart that is on legs now. The full size will be on casters so it can roll to where I need it.
In a world, a tiny, miniature world that exists only in her imagination.
Hi y'all, I'm Tippy Cal, MiniMakerSal's imaginary friend and video narrator. Currently in her kitchen she has a cart on wheels. It's something she uses daily. This miniature reflects the features she wants in a cart when she eventually gets her kitchen remodeled. So let's get to it. Sal is one of those who measures things and also finds that making a mock-up of a complicated piece works best for her. So, with 16th inch corrugated cardboard and tape, she put this together to guide her in the real construction. Step 1 was to glue the back wall of the cart to its base. To keep the pieces at a right angle to each other, she used magnets stuck to steel to hold the upright piece while the glue dried. The next step was to glue a vertical piece of the 16th inch base balsa wood to the inside of the cabinet. Then Sal glued in a divider piece for the two deep drawers which will fill the 24-inch depth of the cart. There will be a shorter drawer above the other two, so next was gluing on that horizontal shelf. She put sticks and other things in the bottom section to hold that shelf in place as it dried. Then it was time to put together the support for the drop leaf panel, which will open on the opposite side of the cart from the drawers. But, oh no! The idea was for the support piece to slide most of the way out to hold the drop leaf in place. Obviously, this try just didn't take into account that there needed to be more space to go back and forth. So, oops. So, Sal had to chip the glued-on slats off the slider shelf, then she sanded the excess glue off. She then glued in two narrower stopping sticks so the slider would pull out further than on that last try. Sal decided to cut the slider piece out of 1/16 inch styrene. Because that is a little bit too flexible, she glued toothpicks on the underside. To make a slicker surface where the support toothpicks meet the shelf, she brushed them with Mod Podge. It was then time to glue the top shelf on. She had to hold that one outer wall in place as the glue dried. You notice the top shelf had its drop leaf attached. Sal forgot to get a photo of how she put it together using a piece of linen she Mod Podged between the two pieces to make a hinge. You'll see a similar hinge in a minute or so. Once MiniMakerSal had the drop shelf support in place, she discovered the leaf wasn't quite level with the cart top, so she added a piece of 16th inch balsa wood to the bottom of the drop leaf to even it out. Next, she built the tilt-out container for a trash can. Of course, she needed a 1/12 scale model of a trash can, so she made that out of thick red paper. To make the trash container so that it would tilt out from the cart, she used Mod Podge to attach a piece of linen to both pieces to act as a hinge. Next up was mini paper towels to go on the paper towel holder you'll see shortly. She cut a thin cocktail straw the width she needed and used double-sided tape to attach a piece of tracing paper to that. She cut out strips of the tracing paper and rolled it onto this, using the double-sided tape when she needed to add a new strip. Using a small round file, Sal created channels in a piece of 16th inch balsa wood for the paper towel rod to fit into. She cut out two pieces with the channels and glued them into the holder piece, then fit in a narrow steel rod which could be removed. She then glued the paper towel holder to the outside of the trash container. Sal didn't take photos of the two drawers, so this sketch will have to do. She glued the back to the base, then glued each side to the back and bottom of each drawer. She discovered the back and sides of the drawer were too tall for the space in the cart, so she had to trim them down. She inserted a piece of foam into the drawer and squeezed in a piece of wood to give her a base to cut on. To prevent the trash bin from tilting out when it should be closed, Sal glued 5 1mm magnets to the inside top. After that, she glued a tiny steel rod across the top of its door. As you can see, the 2 bottom drawers sit in a bit from the top drawer, so Sal taped 2 pieces of chipboard to the back of each drawer so their fronts would line up with that top drawer. To place the feet at an equal distance from the corners of the cart's base, Sal used a bit of plastic grid to line them up. Since the only mini casters she could find were too tiny for the cart, she glued flannel to the bottoms of the wooden feet so the cart would slide on the floor of her model. Now, an unnecessary step, but one she wanted to do. Sal scanned and laid out the miniature reproductions on her computer, then printed the boxes out from the PDF she put together. You can get that and other printed PDFs at MiniMakerSal/printables.html. Those PDFs have included instructions. She first scored the box fold lines, then cut each box out at the edge of the box. After scoring and cutting each paper box, she folded it loosely, then folded it while she glued the ends and flap together. By the way, she did cut the frames in this video out that only showed her hands. Sal wants a divider thingy to store her foils and other kitchen wraps in one of the deep drawers of the cart, so she sketched out how she'd cut and fold a piece of paper to make the divider. After cutting and folding, she glued the divider together using 2 other pieces to make the smaller sections. When these 2 pieces dried in place, she cut off the excess paper at the top. The third photo shows the divider and wraps in the drawer. It's rough looking, but it gets the idea across. All that needed to be done then was to paint the feet and stain the visible boards. Sal stained the outside of the drawers and the rest of the cart. To make the stain, she mixed up some brown, red, and black acrylics with a lot of water, then brushed 2 coats to get the cherry wood color she wanted. She then coated it with a clear, glossy acrylic. She was going to wait to stain when all the cabinets were built, but her new plastic bag sealer contraption allowed her to keep a jar of that stain secure for future use without drying out in the interim. By the way, the cart will have the same top as the kitchen counters, but that'll happen later. Now let's go back to MiniMakerSal for her comments. So this is what my island cart looks like, all done except for the countertop on the top and drop leaf. This is another view of the cart. I'm very pleased with it. It's not perfect, but I am still a novice at this mini-making thing. One more view. The underside of the open drop leaf isn't pretty, but it does what it's supposed to do, and when we do finally remodel our kitchen, this should give our builder a good idea of what I want. Next up, I'll be working on the sink and its cabinet. I hope you'll come back to see that. Thank you for watching this. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to leave me a comment.